Hello dear students of class 8th. We had been discussing 5th chapter of the book Honeydew. The chapter's name is The Summit Within, and we had been discussing about the experiences of Major Ahluwalia, who had climbed the mountain Everest. And when he reached the summit, when he reached the peak of the mountain, how he had felt we had discussed, and what are the changes caused in him after this, he is telling us. So let's start discussion of this last part of this chapter. Ahluwalia says, the experience of having climbed to the summit changes you completely. This experience of having climbed means you have the experience of climbing the peak of the mountain Everest, summit, climb to the summit. Means this experience of climbing the top of the mountain changes you completely. There is another summit. In the beginning I had talked about that summit with you. Climb to the summit of mountain Everest is physical, but he talks about internal summit also. He says there is another summit. It is within yourself, and that summit is within yourself. It is in your own mind. Each man carries within himself his own mountain peak. Means he is talking about one's willpower, one's persistence. Okay, so each man is having that summit in him or herself. He must climb it to reach to a fuller knowledge of himself. So he says that everybody should put efforts to reach that summit, inner summit. And he should climb, he or she should climb that peak. He should reach that peak of inner self. Then only a man can get fuller knowledge of himself or herself. And this inner self is fearful. Means inner summit is very fearful and unscalable. Unscalable means that cannot be climbed. It is not that much easy to climb as is the summit of mountain Everest. It is very fearful. It cannot be climbed by anyone else. No one else can climb the inner summit. You yourself have to do it. You have to climb it yourself. The physical act of climbing to the summit of a mountain. Here in the picture, dear students, you can see there are two persons, and they are actually the author and food orgy on the summit of Mount Everest. So he is telling the physical act of climbing to the summit of a mountain outside is akin to the act of climbing the mountain within. So climbing, he wants to say that physically climbing the mountain Everest outside is same. Akin means similar. It is same to the act of climbing the mountain within. The effects of both the climbs are same. Both have same effects. Whether the mountain you climb is physical or emotional or spiritual, the climb will certainly change you. Okay, so this is what he wants to convey, that of whatever kind is the climb, whether it is physical or emotional or spiritual, but the climb will certainly change you. It teaches you much about the world and about yourself. I venture to think that my experience as an Everester has provided me with the inspiration to face life's ordeals resolutely. I venture to think, venture means it's a risky journey, or to risk or to dare. I dare to think. I can dare it. I can dare to think that my experience as an Everester has given me the inspiration. He says that I had climbed Mount Everest, and this experience has given me inspiration to face life's ordeals. Ordeals mean painful experiences. One gets inspiration to face life's painful experiences. Okay, resolutely means with determination or firmness. So a man can face the problems, the life's painful experiences, the ordeals with determination if he has the experience of climbing the summit. Okay, because that climb provides you with the inspiration to face these problems. Climbing the mountain was a worthwhile experience. It was a wonderful, it was an important, very good experience for me. The conquest of internal summit is equally worthwhile. Conquest, means victory. Internal summit is very important, very significant. This conquest, this victory of internal summit is very important. The internal summits are perhaps higher than the Everest. So here he concludes that perhaps internal summits are higher. They are tougher. They are more difficult to achieve than the Everest. So dear students, this chapter was written by Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia. He had been narrating his experiences of climbing the Mount Everest. Now about the exercise. Standing on Everest, the writer was, 3 options given: overjoyed, very sad, jubilant and sad. Choose the right item. So the right answer will be jubilant and sad. He had told that he had been very happy, jubilant when he reached there because he had achieved his target, but simultaneously he was also sad that there won't be any more higher summit to reach for him. That is why he was sad. The emotion that gripped him was one of victory over hurdles, humility and sense of smallness, greatness and self-importance, joy of discovery. So second is the right option, humility. When he reached there, he was very humble and he could realize this fact that he had been very small in the large universe. So sense of smallness was there. The summit, question number 3, the summit of the mind refers to. There are 6 options given. Mark the item not relevant. Summit of mind, great intellectual achievements. That is correct. The process of maturing mentally and spiritually. Overcoming personal ambition for common welfare. Living in the world of thought and imagination. The triumph for mind over worldly pleasures for noble cause. And then a fuller knowledge of oneself. Mark the item not relevant. Okay, so here the right answer will be a fuller knowledge of oneself. Okay, summit to mind means fuller knowledge of oneself. Others are irrelevant details. Then let's go to the question answer part of this chapter. Here certain questions have been given and you have to write the answers. What are the 3 qualities that played a major role in author's climb? What were those qualities? There were 3 qualities actually. He has discussed about them, and these are endurance, persistence and willpower. Okay, wise adventure, which is risky, also pleasurable. He tells us that climbing the Mount Everest is really an adventure. It is very risky. It is a great challenge, and challenging job is itself pleasurable. That is why this adventure becomes pleasurable. What was it about Mount Everest that the author find irresistible? Next question. About Mount Everest, what was irresistible? He had seen that Mount Everest had been the highest, the mightiest, and it had defied many attempts in the past of many people. So it always attracted his attention. Next question. One does not do climb a high peak for fame alone, but does one do it for really? It is not only for fame, means to be famous. Then what it is about? Yeah. So the answer to this question may be that conquering summit is a great physical achievement. But more than that, it gives the climber the emotional and spiritual satisfaction. It satisfies man's eternal love for adventure. Okay, so for this also people they climb peak or the summits. Fifth question is, he becomes conscious in a special manner of his own smallness in this large universe. This awareness defines an emotion mentioned in the first paragraph, which is the emotion. That emotion actually is humility. Yes, one learns to be humble. Humility, Humility. Sixth question. What were the symbols of reverence left by members of team on the Everest? In the last video, at the end, we had discussed those symbols. Actually, they were Major Ahluwalia being a Sikh. He had left the picture of Guru Nanak Dev there, and Mr. Rawat had left the picture of goddess Durga. Food orgy had left relic of Buddha, and in the past Edmund Hillary had buried cross under the rock. All these were the symbols of reverence. What, according to the writer, did his experience as an Everester teach him? Okay, what did he learn? Here the question is about. So here the answer would be that this experience changed him completely. It made him realize his own smallness. Okay. Now next is write a sentence against each of the following statements. Your sentence should explain the statement. You can pick. So here this is your work, dear students. You have to read the first sentence and then you have to pick out the sentence from the text and rewrite them. Okay, the first one has been done for you. You can see to it and you will do it at your own by taking the help from the textbook. Okay. Next is look at the italicized phrases. Italicized phrases. Look, and their meanings given in the brackets. So mountains are nature at its best. At its best is written in italicized. So its meaning is nature's best form and appearance. Then second is your life is at risk. At risk is a phrase in italicized. It means in danger. You run the risk of losing your life. He was at his best worst in last meeting. Best or worst in his best or worst in last. That is the phrase, and its answer, it was his best worst performance. Now fill in the blanks in the following dialogue, choosing suitable phrases from those given in the box. So the phrases are at hand, at once, at all, at low ebb, at first sight. So the first teacher, you were away from school without permission, go to the principal. Okay, and go to the principal blank and submit your explanations. Okay, so the answer will be at once. Go to the principal at once. Okay, next is no. I'm telling you the answers, dear students. In the second blank, it will be at all. In third, it will be at first sight. In fourth, it will be at a low ebb. And in the fifth, the right answer will be at hand. Okay, do them accordingly. Then oftenly this question is asked in the question paper. Write the noun forms of the following words, adding ance or ence to each. So when you will add these words, okay, group of letters with these words, then the spelling may change. See, endure, we will use ance with it, endurance, and the spelling will be ENDUR, E will be removed, RANCE, endurance. Then persistence, ENCE will be added to it, PERSISTENCE. Significance, when significance will be written, spelling will entirely change. ANCE will be added. Confidence, only NCE added because E is already there. Confide, this word is confide, confidence, UNFIDENCE. Maintenance, spelling will totally change, maintenance. Okay, and here we will adding ANCE, and the spelling will be MAINTENANCE. Okay. Abhorrence, spelling will be ABHOR, then R will be double, ABHOR ENCE will be added here. Next is you have to match words A with their meanings under B. So remote is the meaning of remote is the last on the B side, far away from. Okay. Second is means, its meaning will be methods, second last in the side B. Then dominant, second in part B, most prominent is the right answer. Then formidable, its answer is first, difficult to overcome. Then overwhelmed, third is right answer, be overcome, overpowered. Okay, now fill in the blanks in the sentences below with appropriate words from under A. Under A, you have to make use of these 5 words in this fill in the blank. So I am telling you the answers. There were, the correct answer will be formidable. In first blank will be, you will fill in formidable, in second means, in third remote, in fourth overwhelmed, in fifth dominant. Okay, and then last, write a composition describing a visit to hills or any place which you found beautiful and inspiring. So this is the question from the writing section, and you all will be writing an essay on a visit to hills, okay, or a visit to tourist place of your choice. So in this way this chapter is all over, and I hope you will be doing your work. You have to complete your work well in time, and you have to read the text also. If you find any problem, you may make a call to me. Okay, keep doing your work, stay happy, stay healthy. Thank you very much.